Here to be live.
Okay. Hello everybody, welcome along to another Jenny Monday Club here on Weir Yard and in association with our live stream sponsor War World Scenics, and you'll find a link to their website for products and other such goodies as well down below. So a big thank you to War World Scenics. And I've actually been playing around a lot with their products, particularly static grass. Yeah, I know I said that I wasn't really big on static grass. Thought, why would anybody want to? It's one of those things that once you try using static grass, you never go back. So look out for this Friday's update video. And there's a lot going on in that update video. I've actually done more than I thought, actually, whilst I was filming it. There was just like loads of bits. I thought, oh yeah, I've not talked about that, or oh yeah, I did a video on making that, but not talked about it in context of the wider adding it to the layout. So there's a big bumper update on the loft layout coming up this Friday. We've got a review video coming up on Wednesday as well. But it's great to have you all along. I'm going to now try and find the comments.
So while you're doing that, I will switch the view to something else, just to make sure that it all works, you know, just to make sure.
Yeah, I do hope so.
Yep, it's all working.
It does seem to work. Right. Oh, come on, give me my videos.
You don't want it, really.
There we are.
You don't need the comments. You can read them off the screen. I'll get your magnifying glass.
Live chat. Oh, it's a bit of a faff, is it not? So, we have got... Actually, there's a lot... Blooming heck, you lot have been busy whilst we were setting up. FMR station houses. Is this YouTube doing its thing again? Stop right there. Of course it is. It always is. Sorry, now what has YouTube been doing? Or are you live at 2100? No, that's YouTube. We put the right time in, and I don't know why it then goes, nah, changing that.
Because YouTube does what it wants.
Big hello to Leslie Gilpin as well. Ben Tullett, Josh's Train Room. Let's have a look. Who else have we got? Bang Got You Junction, Carl Brown. Let's have a look. Who else have we got? Is Les in? No, sorry, Leslie Gilpin. Sorry, I was thinking like Les Cliff. Mark Rice, great to be back. It's Monday. Oh, yes, it is. And the Cupboard Monkey's currently... Excuse me, messing about with the roving cam, so I don't know what she's going to find for that.
Come on, Rover, are you there?
Oh, that's an interesting shot. Not really the most action going on there.
No, I just thought I'd see what it'll be like.
But if you turn it round to this way a little bit, then
everyone looks even further away.
Wait, don't touch it. Wait for the train to go past. God, you can't train the Cupboard Monkey, can you?
Hey,
there we go.
Cupboard monkeys.
There we go. There's the train.
Choo choo.
Yeah.
Choo choo.
Yeah, pay peanuts, get Cupboard Monkeys. We're going to have that as a t-shirt, by the way. I just thought I'd put that out there.
Absolutely well. She's been bugging me about it for weeks.
Ham Shackleton. Yeah, I know YouTube does this every week. Big hello to Patrick Ling, Vobert Becking, Richard Swzdusky, Otis JB... Tim J.D. Dowd, David Cook, Logan Clary.
Right, do you need me for the moment?
I'm actually quite good for the moment.
Right, I'm off ski.
Adi Pullen, Timber Surf, Chris Hale's Heritage Railway. Let's have a look. Otis JB says, I love your new viaduct diorama. Very impressive. Les Cliff, yes, he's building actually that for a client. Les Cliff, who did the back scene up here at Weir Yard. I'm going to change that view because
there is a Les Cliff in the back scene, isn't there?
Is there?
Yeah, one of the. Isn't there an area that's kind of got a bit of sea and then it's got a cliff, and it's the Les Cliff?
If you say so.
It's behind you.
If you say so, but
over by those houses.
Is that what he said to you?
No, I've just made it up.
In that case, you've just made it up.
But yeah, we've got a Les Cliff in the geography.
Yeah, let's see now. I don't know whether that's going to make a very good shot at that, but there we go. Showing some more of the back scene, and the Cupboard Monkey is messing about. If you break something, I should be very, very annoyed. What's that? You've just knocked...
I didn't knock anything.
Oh, look at that.
I didn't knock anything. You knocked that and blamed
no.
it on. You knocked that before the live stream started and you blamed me for it.
Oh no, it's broken.
I can't get it now done because she's always doing this to me, telling me off.
Yeah, I just...
Bye, I'm off. Not
Yeah.
in a huff.
Oh yeah, you're always in a huff. Oh, I can't get the glue out.
Oh.
My glue nozzle is all dried up in
dear.
this heat, and it is quite warm up here. Despite all of the peeling congealed glue. Ugh, get off my fingers! Yeah, get off! But yeah, let's. Oh come on! Why are we not getting glue coming out? Oh, that would be why. Let's just see. I was going to stick that there. Just like little bits of trees falling off everywhere. Right, I can hear the cupboard monk. Oh, apparently we had a little bit of a mishap whilst I wasn't looking. So I'm going to put that down on the floor and let's pick a different angle. Yay! Right, there we go. Right, let's just see now. Right, where was I with the comments? Big hello to everybody. It's a lovely day outside, actually. And if anybody's wondering, today's stream is sponsored by the beverage of choice, which is Coke. Or beer, whichever's your poison. Actually, no, it's lager. A bit of Carlsberg. If Carlsberg made model railways, they'd go, oh look, we've made Weir Yard. Never mind. Coke with a lager chaser. Kind of works, actually. Combat Bunny, big hello to you. Yeah, Timbersurf says, I ditched Sawdust Flock the instant I discovered Static Grass. It is amazing, isn't it? It really is. The undersung hero. I got the War World Scenic Static Grass applicator. I think mine's the Pro Micro. And it's just great. And then I had that day where you go around putting static grass on absolutely anything that you can find. And then once you've calmed down and cleaned it off the track and stuff, it just... there's so much actually up here which I've improved with a little bit of static grass. And actually on that angle there you can see some of the work I've been doing. Not necessarily... Where did the cupboard monkey put my orange finger? Oh, she's gone and hidden it. Otherwise I'd use my green finger. But over... just... I have to use my real finger there. Just beyond those wagons, to the left of those wagons, you'll see that strip of what was actually quite flat, featureless grass. Now it's static grass with bushes, trees and shrubs on. It does actually improve that area. And that's one of the things as well that I think I'm at the stage of today, well in general, on Weir Yard, is the improvement stage. And that's where products like the War World Scenics range really do come into their own. And actually, if I can find it, a big thank you to War World Scenics because they sent me some stuff over, which is actually for making flowers. So I'm really looking forward to getting to grips with these. And you can see there, they're actually very, very vibrant colours. And that's what you want. When you do flowers, you do the static grass. And don't worry, I am going to do a video on this. But what you're wanting is just, see, like we've got the blue, we've got various shades of pinks, and then we've got yellows, purple. That's a lovely purple. And the idea behind all these is actually I've been paying very close attention to the real world, and particularly everything that's flowering at the moment. And I spoke to War World Scenic, spoke to Martin there, and he very helpfully said, look, I'll send you some of the flower making range that we've got and, you know, have a play about. So I'm really, really thankful that they've sent these over, and I'm going to do a video on that because doing flowers actually is quite easy, and the effect you get is surprisingly good on static grass. So I'm going to be having a play about with that. I'm really looking forward to that. Let's have a look. Adams Railway, Naive Gauge, George, a big hello to all of you. Not Lobia Model World. Les Cliff is in the house. Boom! Your ears must have been burning, Les. People were saying about your diorama, your viaduct diorama, which is really good actually. And Les is doing this on a commission. So if you've seen the pictures on the Friends of Not Lobia Facebook group, Les is doing this as a commission for a customer. So if you want some of the amazing Les Cliff bits and pieces, then you can. I'm sure that Les will post a link to his YouTube page if he's still selling any of the dioramas there. And actually, one of the dioramas that he made, the wire tree. Oh, you can't really quite see it. Just over there to the right, just underneath the picture of me, is one of the trees that he made. It's like a wire tree. I'm not entirely convinced that it's that. Let me just see if I can adjust that camera. So, oh, there we are. There, we're seeing the tree there, but certainly, if you really want to own a piece or pieces of Les's handiwork, then do check him out, and you can commission stuff from him. The work is exquisite. Also, if I go back to this camera, when it comes up, you see that back scene right over there, all along the back there, another one of Les's masterpieces. So, Les, I am still massively impressed by that back scene. It really is a game changer for the layout. Peter Leyland, hi to you. Southern Train Girl, big hello to you. Mark Wilson, evening my ducks. Peter Carson, hi to you. Shanghai 264359, a good evening to you. Naive Gauge says, so gutted, it turns out I ordered Insulfrog double slip by mistake. Now I need to wait for Electrofrogs to come into stock. The double slip, I presume you're going for Pico, but I didn't realise actually that they did the Electrofrog version of that. As far as I was aware, they only ever did the Insulfrog version of the double slip. I'm just thinking actually, I've got 3 on this layout. And I've got 1 downstairs on Grove Street Yard as well. Actually, I've never really had a problem with them. And I guess that Insulfrog kind of works for them. A bit complicated potentially otherwise. I know that the 3 waypoints can be a little bit complex on Electrofrog because you have to have frog switching or they do just short out. Oh, I love a cold beer. Nice cold beer. Network Noobs, hi Auntie Jenny and Zoe, hope you both are well. Yes we are, I believe that may be Zach there. Big hello to you, Zach. It's great to have you aboard, and hopefully after this lockdown ends we can actually see you in person. I think everybody's in the same boat with this. There's so many people that we are just missing. And it'll be great the day that we can finally go and meet friends and family. That's what I missed the most. 57305 Northern Princess, big hi to you. Ron Stanbridge, hello. King Fox Junction, hi to you. Adams Railway says, I heard that if you leave the cupboard monkey in front of a typewriter for long enough, she'll tie herself up in the ribbon. Boom! Oh, good. Yeah, there's 1,000 cupboard monkeys on 1,000 typewriters. What do you get? A huge mess. Ah, dear. Well, of course we're going to go and fling our poo at them. That's what monkeys say, isn't it? Mark Wilson, a Les Cliff original. Very much so. Combat Bunny says, Zoe in the bad books. Ooh. Ben Tuller, my dear. Wait. Chris Tickner says, what? No bunches today? No, it's too hot. You may have noticed, I've been outside looking at the sun, so there's like red patches all over me. I'm a northerner, so I go bright pink, and then I turn back to, I go bright pink, I start to peel, and then I go back to white. That's how a proper northerner turns in the sun. Ham Shackleton, nice view of a tangle of white. Yeah, that's the cupboard monkey. Otis JV says the amount of trust Jenny has in Zoe is amazing. Cottis Moore, did I miss something? Has Jenny got caught in cables? No, it's just the camera moved. Game Hammer Classic Gaming, aka the Cupboard Monkey, says Jenny doesn't listen to me. I do, and then I do that kind of exasperated look. The Cupboard Monkey's downstairs going. George, haha, good one, Jenny. Ben Teller, have you gone dry tonight after last week? No, I don't think so. Lettuce Trains, evening to you. I'm guessing I'm really, really far behind. Kelly Ashford, hey Jenny, my lovely lady, I hope you're better. I'm doing grand, thanks. Leslie Gilpin says, Circle of Doom must be me. I'm probably well behind that comment as you're going up, but my feed here, and it is coming back through the network, does seem to be alright. Dragon Junction Mark II, big hello to you. Let's have a look. Somebody, where's it gone? Somebody did ask what's... there we are. Tim JD Dowd. What's running tonight? Well, I have been having a rummage in the fiddle yard down below, and I've got out. You'll just see in the top corner there, coming round, I have got my rake of all of my Network Southeast, regional railways, excuse me, and intercity, I think it's the intercity executive livery coaches. So there's a big full rake of those behind the Somerset Andy Class 47. Going the other way, we've got a Hornby Super Detail revised Network Southeast Class 50 with my full set. I actually found another Mark I in the yellow and black chevron breakdown livery. I hadn't realised, but I had the Model Zone Special Edition one as well as the Hornby one. I had a suspicion I did, but then I found it when I was pulling stuff out of the fiddle yard, which has been made a whole lot easier by having a light down there, and you can't underestimate the value of a light to actually see what there is in there. But I fitted some lighting and it has helped a lot. On the next one in, I have got a Helgen Class 76. It's number 76022, fully weathered. Now, this particular Class 76 is with tops number in rail blue with full yellow ends, but it has the old ferret and dartboard BR crest on it. Quite unusual, obviously modelled as per the actual prototype, but that's on a rake of 21 and 21.5 ton hoppers. So there are a mix there. There are 6 of the fabulous Acura scale HUO type hoppers, and the rest of those are the Hornby HTO type hoppers. In fact, they're the ones that I did in the video for Hornby, weathering them. So you'll see them going around. Actually, it's very reminiscent of some of the trains that used to go across the Woodhead route in the 1970s. And then on the innermost circuit round here, we've got 25052, which is a weathered, I think it's a 25-1 from Bachmann, and that does actually have sound in. So there we are. It's quite loud, so we'll turn you off as soon as you like it. But that's on an engineer's train, composed largely of Hornby wagons, although there is a single Bachmann Sea Lion, or is it a Sea Cow? I can never remember. One's air braked, the other's got AFI brake. Never remember which is which. I think it might be a Sea Lion. I think the Sea Cow is the air braked rebuild of the ballast hopper, and the Sea Lion is the one with the AFI brake coded YGH. But then the other one is a Hornby model, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the Trouts. Again, Hornby models. It's a Hornby brake van on the end, and then we've got 2 of the Hornby Shark brake vans in Engineers Olive Green. They're both different. The lead one is the factory weathered, the one after it is the factory unweathered version. Both have different running numbers. See if I can read them as they go around. 993834 and 993792, so they are actually different running numbers. Right, I'm probably well behind on comments. Ben Tullett says, last week was funny as Jenny gradually got more and more tipsy. Yeah. Yeah, not making that mistake again. Timber Surf, I used to dye my own sawdust to save money because I could get it finer than the stuff you could buy. Yeah, you know, they have let's have a look. I think, you know, as we progress, we look back and we think, what was I thinking? But, you know, it's probably all right for its time. Lettuce Trains. I have made a Sam's Trains subreddit. I have no idea what that is. The Growler Blackwood Engage layout. Good evening, all Monday clubbers. Boom! The Growler Blackwood Engage layout, big hello to you. Kelly Ashford says, please keep up with our comments, especially mine. You'll be able to tell me, and I'll finally come to it at some point, how far behind I actually am. Wardle Road, Jenny, my 4F for the O gauge has just turned up. Evening, Jenny, and all in chat. Ah, so is that the old Lima one? I'm always curious about those. I do occasionally see them about and wonder if they're worth picking up. Big hello to J94. Timber Surf says, have a look at my church diorama video. Good example of the flowers on the graves. Yeah, when you saw the review of the 009 Festiniog Railway Bug Box coaches, you will have seen some of my first attempt at flowers on static grass. In fact, also my how-to static grass guide. I do some flowers on that as well. Very basic level, but certainly works out pretty good. So I have experimented a little bit, but thanks to the kindness of today's, the live stream sponsor, War World Scenics, and you'll find a link to their company website in the description box down below. They've sent over, as I showed you before, the flower dressing kit. So I've got a whole bunch of different colours. I've also got the glue, and somewhere in here as well is the brush to just put a little bit of glue down and then very precision apply the flowers where you want them. So that's really good for like little patches of flowers particularly. So I'm looking forward to having a play with those. So a big thank you to War World Scenics for sending those over. Peaks47, big hello to you. Don Cragen says, hi Jenny and Zoe, good morning from San Jose. Still on lockdown due to COVID-19 and curfew due to riots. Oh gosh. Yeah, we're seeing some of that on the news over here as well. Combat Bunny, a big thank you to you there, sharing in the chat the link to War World Scenics. Notice JB, interesting. Personally, I think the foliage you added on the banks recently is a bit too bright. It looks a bit unnatural and plasticine in my opinion. Yeah, in places I know what you mean. I'm looking at it now, and I'm going to try and tone it down a little bit. I will address that, but I know what you mean. Yunji Rambo, hi to you. Melchester Model Railway, a big hello to you. Sunshine the Tug, howdy. Trains in the Garage, hi to you. I'm going to have to... Mini Wistaston Junction, big hello to you. Letters Train says, would you like me to make a Jenny Kirk subreddit? Yeah, sure. I don't know what it is, but yeah, why not? Not Lobia Model World, now working on another large diorama based on Harry Potter, Dobby's Grave and the coastline of Cliffs and Lighthouse, part of a trilogy diorama. Steve the Sweep, hi to you. Jack's Model Railway, big hello to you. I think, let's have a look. Right, Wardle Rose says, I'm taking bets on how far behind Jenny is in the chat. Roll up, roll up. Very far behind, I suspect. Robert Cesare, good afternoon to you. Kelly Ashford, hey there, hi to you. Mike from Bournemouth, hi Jenny, have you started your 009 layout yet? Not yet, no, I have to say. Trains in the Garage, same time as me. White, bright red, and then cream. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Russell Benton says, proper northerner goes grey-blue. Actually, no, proper northerner has to go out in the sun for a week just to turn white because they start out blue. I'm going to have to... Right, I'm going to make an executive decision. Oh, and in 1962, not railway related, but would like to have a big shout out for the NHS. My dad needed their assistance this morning and everyone involved did a great job and he's now back home safe and sound. Boom! Really great to hear that. And yeah, definitely NHS doing great work. Sunshine the Tug, hi to you. Ron Stanbridge, anyone had any problem with the West Coast Railways Class 37 update, as my one has to go back to Backman? Bit too modern for me, but sorry to hear there's a problem with that. Kelly Ashford says, hey Jenny, anyone at home? James Petts asks, what is an AFI brake? It's a fast-acting vacuum brake. So I believe it is compatible with Wagon's coded V, but it's a fast-acting vacuum brake from what I remember. Right. Oh my word, Kelly Ashford, a big thank you to you. I've just found where you've done the super chat. Kelly Ashford has very, very kindly donated £2 on the super chat. Say, Jenny, are you in there? You've not seen me. I have, actually. I've been reading out some of your comments, but a big, big thank you for that. Getting the ball rolling on the super chat. That is very, very generous of you. And I'm probably still well behind on the comments. Let's see, what time did that come in? We're looking at 19:20. Actually, I'm not that far behind. I'm catching yous up. I probably shouldn't slake my thirst with the lager. That's what the cupboard monkey brought the Coke up for. But there we go. But yeah, big, big thank you, Kelly Ashford. I like transport. Big hello to you. Great to have you in, actually. Not seen that much of you. Not seen much of you for a little while, I have to say. FMR Station has read this comment, and you will see how far behind you are. The time is 19:20, so I'm about 4, maybe 5 minutes behind. Cordis Moore, big hello to you again. Aiden's Railways. Aisha Khan, a big hello to you. Alex Mills, what carriages suit Backman's H1 Atlantic? Even though, strictly speaking, the birdcage coaches are Southeastern and Chatham Railway, if you get those in the SECR livery, they do actually look all right with the H1 Atlantic. As far as I'm aware, there are no suitable coaches available for the H1 Atlantic in its London, Brighton and South Coast guys. However, Project Genesis from Hattons does promise to bring, for the first time ready to run, LBSC liveried 4 and 6 wheel coaches. So it is a project I'm keeping an eye on. Really looking forward to those. It's a very comprehensive range actually of pre-grouping style coaches, and they will finally provide the suitable coaches to go with that fine locomotive. We've got 164 people in the chat room. I know it's brilliant weather actually out there, and for the first time we can actually go and kind of have barbecues, meet up with people, socially distanced, outdoors. So I'm guessing quite a few people today will be making the most of that, because it's been, what, 10 weeks, something like that. So I can well believe there's a lot of people who are away from keyboard, meeting up with family, socially distanced. I Like Transport says, I keep missing the streams and thanks for your kind words. Yeah, we have missed you. Lego 32159, can you give me some advice on O-gauge? One good bit of advice with O-gauge is that you will need a vast amount of space if you want a continuous run. It's not like scaling up double O. Double O will go round tighter curves. I found O-gauge, you're becoming into the realms where they need prototypical radius curves. So a continuous run in O-gauge can get quite big. Ron Stanbridge says, okay, working on the Garden Railway. I need to clean mine. Wardle Road says, Jenny is exactly 10 minutes behind. Oh my word. Dragon Junction Mark 2 says, Top Man Andy. It's Andy. Have I missed Andy somewhere? Not Lobia Model World, definitely, yeah. Hit the like button, 169 of you. We need 169 likes. And also, don't forget to share the stream. Let everybody know that we are live, and everybody is welcome. And I mean it, everybody is welcome. It's one of the big things that I've been really keen on doing for the Monday Club, is making it inclusive. You know, all through lockdown, I guess there's a lot of people feeling lonely, feeling isolated. And part of what the Monday Club stands for is about reaching out and connecting people. So do share the stream, let people know, and let's see, can we finally breach the 250 watching at the same time mark? That would be really great to see. So we've got a picture of the mountain up, and there's no blooming trains there at the moment. Jack's Model Railway, big hello to you. O'Neill, hello Jenny and Combat Bunny, a big hello to you. Actually, I've been seeing some of your videos turning up on YouTube. They keep getting recommended to me, so it's nice to be able to put a face to a name. So a big hello, glad to see you. Robert Woodhouse, hi Jen, just got in and hit that like button, grand. Warwick Road Andy, proper northerner, just spent 1 hour sat at M61 junction 6. Doing what? Just sort of sat there. Hey, it's a grand day out. We'll have a picnic on the embankment. Yeah, we'll get whip it on a string. Put flat cap on. Oh, grand. Pie and peas. And I can do that because I'm from Bolton. Proper northerner. Though the cupboard monkey goes, oh, you diet northern. Jonesy Tiny and Weird Transport says, do you trust eBay buying a locomotive? I have bought locomotives off eBay, and generally speaking, read the descriptions very carefully, check out the photographs, and generally actually you're pretty well covered. The buyer gets a remarkably good deal out of eBay. It's the sellers that actually have to be quite careful. But yeah, I've never really had a problem buying locomotives through eBay. Also, very much be aware what things are genuinely worth. It's very easy to get in a bidding war and end up paying well over the odds for something, because there's a lot of things are on sale at various model shops, and time and time again I've seen people bid things up to a level where they're actually paying more for a second-hand item off eBay than you actually would to go into a shop and buy it brand new, and I just find that incredible. Oh gosh, it's very, very warm today. So even up here in Weir Yard, we've got plenty of insulation. One of the big problems with lots of insulation, though, I have to say, is that whilst it's reflecting the heat coming from outside, it's very, very good at containing the heat generated from within. So we've got a lot of lights in here. We've got me generating heat. We've got a computer. We've got the transformers for Weir Yard. And actually that heat warms this room up surprisingly quickly. Right, I Like Transport says she's catching up everyone, send more messages. Let's have a look. Wardle Road says, Cottesmore, I'll drop a tip at the door. Tip at the door, have I, oh right, Cottesmore says, Wardle Road, you can't just slide into my direct messages without paying. O'Neill says, I like meal. I'm eating fish and chips. Oh, I like fish and chips. I like proper proper chippy fish and chips. But it doesn't tend to agree with me because I have quite a low-fat diet. I know. Looking at me, you wouldn't know. But it means when I eat anything that's deep-fat fried, oh, it tastes lovely, but it churns in my belly. Naive Gauge, buying a loco on eBay is a good way of learning how to service your loco. Oh my word, that's not always the case, it has to be said. But conversely, I would say sometimes if you find something that says, oh, I can't get it to work or runs badly, you can pick up a locomotive quite cheap, and actually there doesn't tend to usually be a lot wrong with them. Very easy to fix. Fly Mode Chairman 1 says, well, we know how far behind we are in the chat. I do hope your dad is in better health now. Oh, talking to Andy 1962. Shanghai, excuse me, 264359 with a mixer. Jenny shouldn't get quite so pickled this evening. Challenge accepted. Ron Stanbridge, hi Jenny, do we know if there's going to be GMRC this year as we were filming today this time last year? There is no GMRC for 2020. No filming is taking place. Haven't even started. I believe auditions had initially begun, but they were waiting on Channel 5 to make a decision. And we're now at the very least sitting out 2020. Series 2 is either currently or just about to be shown in Sweden. We're not getting dubbed, so it's not like a kung fu film where they basically find somebody who has the most inappropriately sounding voice to dub you. So you get you get the character that's like big hulking, and they have a squeaky, effeminate voice. Oh, hello, I'm going to knock your head off. Oh, yes, for I am a black belt in karate. And then you have like tiny little pipsqueak of a person, and they're like, hello, and all this kind of stuff. Oh, I am slightly drunk, actually. Ben Tullett says she's speed reading. We need a technical question posting. Oh my word. James Pets, the Bachmann H2 and SR livery does go with the Bachmann H2. As the two did run together between Brighton and Portsmouth in the 1930s. Interesting. Mark Wilson, you were so behind with the chat, Jenny. It's now 1905. Seriously? Gosh, that clock's wrong then. Rachel Houston, Jenny, over the weekend I watched the new video from Daypole Rail of Sheffield and Helgen. It was amazing. Right, yes, I did a news video on Saturday. Thank you very much. I'm going to try and do some more of those, and it's something that I'm looking to do, hopefully in conjunction with Rails of Sheffield. They were very, very kind. They sent over all of the high-res pictures, which did make making that video a lot easier, and they sent some links as well to help people to be able to order up stuff. But yeah, I want to do more of that. We did do one for the Class 89 for Mercura Scale and Rails when that was announced, so it's certainly something I want to do more of. And also a big thank you as well to Helgen, who that was their first press release that they sent the channel. So it's really great to finally be working, even to a minor extent, with Helgen. Because I've always been a pretty big fan of the models. Certainly the more recent ones are really exceptionally high standard. Although, Helgen, I have to say, I just tried to get the other day my Class 14, first batch Class 14 to work. And it nearly popped a DCC decoder. It is now back up on the shelf. And it's not a happy chappy. It's pulling well over an amp until I yank it off the track, and running very slowly. So that is a recipe for a pop chip, it has to be said. Howard Pomfret, hi to you. Otis JB, have to be a millionaire to buy the SECR bird cages these days, although you do for any Bachmann UK model. I have to admit, yes, I bought the first batch of those in SECR livery. And I remember at the time thinking that this is probably the last set of coaches I was going to buy, like that, brand new, not on sale from Bachmann. Because they were about £50 each, maybe like $49.95, something stupid like that. And I remember thinking, I'm only buying these because I want something for my SECR livery locos to pull. But I felt grudging it as I did it, it must be said. Grey Knight 1971, big hello to you. Kelly Ashford said I've got 46 likes. Oh wow. Andy 1962, thanks to Jenny for the NHS shout out, and to everyone in the chat tonight for wishing my dad well. Has been a very stressful day, I can imagine, and your lovely comments are very much appreciated. You're absolutely welcome. I do hope he's getting better. 197 in the chat. We're starting to build up, actually. Maybe word's getting out. Don't forget to share this. Let everybody know that we're live. Everybody is welcome. You can get your daily dose of Vitamin Train and some chat and fun. And you can also see how quickly Jenny gets a little bit sozzled. It's a Carlsberg. Call yourself a northerner. That's like Nat P. Oh, you can't get drunk on Carlsberg. No, I'm a lightweight. I'm a very cheap date, it has to be said. Otis JB. Jenny, do you know how accurate the Genesis coaches will really be? I know they aren't modelling them off of anything in particular, mainly just about resemblance. They're a generic representation giving a gist of the kind of coaches that would have been around at the time. Unfortunately, back then, coaches weren't mass-produced in the way that they were subsequently. So what you found is that a carriage works would just knock out a batch of like 5 or 6 coaches as and when required, and wouldn't necessarily stick to the same plans. They kind of made them up as they went along to quite a large degree. And that means it's a huge minefield. You could literally end up with a model that really is only good for 1 or 2 coaches. So what Hattons have chosen to do, and I believe quite sensibly, is to do one that kind of has the ethos of a pre-grouping 4 and 6 wheeler, and gives you that vibe without necessarily being hideously accurate to one particular railway company at one particular time. And I think from the modeller's point of view, that is a much better way of doing it. So that's pretty much how they're going to be going. Michael Brackfield says you could go to Roxy Mouldings and make up LBSCR 00 gauge coaches for your H1. I have to say I'm not a great fan personally of locomotive coaching and wagon kit. Not my cup of tea, but certainly that could be quite useful for those of you who are into that kind of thing. Lifestyle Unleashed, hi Jenny, hi all, been working on my new layout and posting a parcel to you, Jenny. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm really looking forward to that actually. Lifestyle Unleashed, Enwins 3D. And I'm looking up there. I suspect I know what one of the things in the parcel is. The chassis to the fireless loco. Now you remember that we reviewed with Enwins 3D the fireless locomotive. We also did the little Hunslet as well. Now the fireless loco didn't have a chassis. It's intended to go on a reworked Dayport Pug type chassis. I didn't have one, so it's been repainted to give it a more industrial look. It's been put to one side, but I'm really looking forward to the chassis kit coming through from Enwins 3D. So a big thank you to you for that. Kelly Ashford, I hope you see this, Jenny. I love the sound of a Great Western engine hard at work. Could you please run one? Not right now, maybe next week. It's one of those things, it's a bit of a faff to change stuff that's on the track, and I'm now really hot, and the trouble that I get is I get very sweaty hands, and I don't really want to handle stuff too much because sweat is slightly acidic. So what you find is it can attack especially some of the finer printing, so things like BR crests, that kind of thing, do literally come off in my hands. But next week we'll get one up and running. Philip Page says, hello Jenny and everyone from West Orton. O. O'Neill says, hello, thank you for the shout out. You're absolutely welcome actually, and I have been enjoying your YouTube channel. You seem to be doing really well actually with that. I'm almost jealous how quickly you're building your sub base and viewing figures. So you're definitely doing something right. So well done, sir, well done. And actually, if people in the chat room haven't seen O. O'Neill on YouTube, do go and check him out. It's a great channel and some great content there. Right, if the cupboard monkey is watching, could do with another Coke and a beer. Right, can I have a Coke, please? Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me just. Right, and I think we can possibly see the cupboard monkey. Yes, downstairs the cupboard monkey has found our special roving cam and actually showing the cool wall behind. This is not a part of our house that generally gets shown. So on the wall there's all enterprisey stuff and a tapestry actually of, I think that's Flying Scotsman.
Flying money, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually needlepoint. But also if the cupboard monkey wishes to angle that up, then we've got a Mammoth collection as well. So
some of these need dusting.
They do get quite dusty there. So that's some of the Mammoth, well in fact all the Mammoth collection. Yeah, the cupboard monkey is, where have you gone, cupboard monkey? A big hello to you. And this is kind of weird that we've got a camera on a wire and the cupboard monkey is now messing about down there. So you're going to bring the Coke up?
If you want.
Yeah, okay. I don't think people up, on the stream can hear you though when you talk. I can, but I don't know whether the microphone picks it up.
Take the camera back then.
Okay, right. Let me just pull this up. And people wonder. So that is down there. Yes, a big hole in the floor. It is a loft. It is a loft. That's weird. So well, not the most flattering of shots. That is just weird. When you look at yourself on a screen, but you're not actually. Sorry, it's like I don't know. Have I been eating space cakes or something? There, it's like, whoa. Have you ever wondered how your hand looks? Kind of. Whoa, there's two of them. Right. Anywho, New Mills Model Railway. I sent back my faulty Helgen 1366 saddle tank to rails and got a replacement. The replacement is beautiful and runs perfect. Think it was just a dodgy loco, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I've got a 1366 Helgen 060 tank locomotive. Now, I think it's got the same chassis but different body. And I know everybody had a go at Sam's Trains with his review, but it's quite possible that he had a dodgy one. I have heard a few people say that the 1361s do seem to be a little bit prone to issues. Now, I haven't seen that personally, but, you know, haven't seen them poked. People who are saying that they've had problems with the model, but I'm glad that you've got one that worked. So it shows Rails does have very, very good customer service, and that's one of the things that I think makes and breaks any shop, model shops included, but any shop. I think when things go wrong, that's a mark of how good a model shop is how they deal with it. Ben Tullett, I prefer getting my second-hand locomotives from a show as they tend to have a test track to try and purchase before leaving the show. Yes, there is that, but one other little tip for you. Take a 9-volt battery with you, because the terminals on a 9-volt battery are both on the top, and they're just the right distance apart that you can press them to the wheels of a locomotive and will make it run. And being 9 volts, it's not going to overpower and damage the model. But it gives you a very good there and then idea of whether a locomotive is worth pursuing or not mechanically. So that is another good tip. And certainly, if you go to some of the big shows, yes, there is a model test track, but it can be on the other side of the hall. I'm thinking, in particular, the likes of Worley, Alexandra Palace. That can be quite a trek to go and check it out, by which time you've already bought it. Right. I Like Transport says about 5 of my locos have come from eBay. Never had an issue. I'm trying to think. Ones that have come from eBay. In fact, actually, I ended up buying a locomotive from one of you guys on eBay, and the reason for this was I didn't know it was from one of you guys, but I bid on a loco, got it at a really good price, and I felt guilty afterwards getting it at such a good price when it turned out it was one of you guys, because they sent a message through saying, it's Jenny Kirk, isn't it? Yeah, and they told me who they were, and it was like, oh my word, that's such a small world. But that locomotive was absolutely perfect, and that was one of the Robinson 04s, back when I was trying to kind of complete my collection, so to speak. Let's have a different camera angle. What else have I bought through eBay? That's the only one that immediately springs to mind through eBay.
I buy all kinds of retro stuff on eBay.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of stuff I buy, like records. I buy a lot of unusual records that I'm trying to get hold of through eBay in the past. And also some of my other collecting stuff, like Many Things Burlesque. You're going to look at me like...
Or your collection of antique back scratchers.
The ivory one. No, not
And
ivory.
your other collection of antique nose pickers.
No, my burlesque collection. No, yes, I do collect burlesque things. No, you can't see me in them.
They're more to look at than to actually wear.
These days, yeah. Cheeky Tech, big hello to you. Warwick Road Andy, haha Jenny. Reet Northern.
Yeah,
No,
hokey,
M61
cokey.
closed. Oh my word, that must have been irritating. M61 closed from Bolton to Preston. Took 2 hours to get home. Oh my word. Any idea what the problem was? Because, I mean, that would be irritating. Now, I went
But
down...
aside from the normal fact that it goes to Preston.
Not wrong with Preston.
Local rivalry.
Durham, so her opinion doesn't count.
My opinion is great. My opinion counts fantastically.
But I completely sympathise, actually. It's nothing worse than being stuck in grinding traffic. Apart from being stuck in grindy traffic, when you're on your way home and it's really hot weather, so it's like sweating away in the car.
Yeah, the worst 3 things. I'm on my way home, so I'm not getting paid, and I'm hot and sweaty, and I'm in traffic.
Actually, no, getting stuck in traffic like that going to work is really annoying because you're not getting paid and you're going to miss
It's
out.
gone red.
Yeah, that's the sun, my darling.
This is cold.
Ah! But no, actually, to get back. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, on Thursday,
But I'm off to edit my vlog.
Yeah, go on, push off.
That reminds me, while I'm here, talking about videos, we have a new project coming, don't we? We're going to revive the Sci-Fi Chat.
Oh yes, you may remember Sci-Fi Chat. We've done 2 series of Sci-Fi Chat. The last series actually went down. It started out really well. Actually, we got some good following for the first few videos. But we're going to do series 3 of Sci-Fi Chat.
But it's not going to be on your channel, is it? Because,
is it not?
Well, remember, we've had people complain that it wasn't train stuff, so they didn't watch it, and that they weren't interested.
We can do trains in sci-fi.
So, the sci-fi thing, if you want to bring back the music record thing, the podcast, the music thing, if you want to bring it back, and a load of projects that I'm working on are all going to be on the All Mouse Media channel.
All Mouse, spelt like that, is all one word.
I will put a link into when I get back into my...
We'll put a link to one of our other channels that currently lies dormant, but we're going to make it the home for things that are not train related, but to do with me, I think. What's actually on that channel? Is that
at the moment, nothing. It's set up specifically so that we could reserve it for All Mouse Media when certain projects came through, and then we never got
round to it. Is that where
we
dumped the Infinity Improv Theatre for a bit?
Yes.
Are they still there?
I think so, yeah.
So if you go to the All Mouse Media channel and subscribe and love it and caress it and lick it, then you can see some of our stupider output. I think there's 5 videos.
But that's the idea, because it's fair enough, fair comment that people are saying it's not train related, it's not why they subscribe. So, for those of you who are interested in going a bit further, that's where it's going to be.
Can I just say, I am well behind on the comments here.
Okay, I'll leave you to it.
Lummy neck, I was looking at the wrong hand on the clock. I'm like about 20 minutes behind. Apparently it was shut at Chorley. Right, Dundee Road, big hello to you. Sorry it's late. Was getting the last of the sun. Oh yes, looking at that big fiery disc in the sky.
When the sun doesn't rise tomorrow, you know who's got the last of it. Get on round. You might have to bring a torch.
Kelly Ashford says, "Suppose I get brownie points for saying toot toot."
Toot toot.
Yeah, I'm just. Let's see. Can we? There we are. Otis JB says, when are you ever not slightly drunk, Jenny? Oh my word. Tim JD Dowd, everyone stop chatting. Let Jenny catch up for 10 minutes. We've got 205 people watching. Don't forget to click that like button. And also share the stream. Let everybody know about the Jenny Monday Club. Let them know that everybody is welcome for their daily dose of vitamin train. And let's find another camera angle there. Just moving around. Right. Logan Clary says, Class 8, good runner needs new pin. Also Class 8, spark, spark, ping, bang, bang, boggle, bang. Right. I'm going to make an executive decision. So if anybody's actually asked a question, I haven't answered it because I haven't got to it, ask it again now. I am there, up to date. Boom! Naive Gauge. Only railway modelers could complain that sci-fi is not geeky enough. Actually, too true. Belmont Junction, big hi to you. Coddesmore, I was talking to an exhibition manager last night who's saying most of their staff are in the at-risk group, and that's highly likely actually. A lot of the most active members of model railway clubs who tend to be the people organising the exhibitions are older generation, retired people, so they're already into that bracket of most at risk. So I think what we're going to see is that this year is pretty much a write-off. I know that the rescheduled Alexandra Palace has now officially been cancelled, and so at the next Alexandra Palace will be the 2021 one. Unfortunately, we're going to see that a lot with all manner of events. Refreshing. Meriden Parkway says best part of Preston is the M6 South out. That's not fair, actually. There's a couple of really good bookshops in Preston. And up until recently, Transport Models, although unfortunately they have closed due to retirement, which is a great shame. I know that the lady from Transport Models did trade on eBay an awful lot, bought an awful lot of stuff through it as Kit Lady. So if you ever see Kit Lady on eBay, and I suspect she might continue doing that, but working from home rather than from the actual premises. Kit Lady is aka Transport Models. Wardle Road says, I think Worley should go ahead, providing I'm the only guest. Oh no, that's not fair. Chris Hales, Heritage Railway. Jenny, what news on magazine? Oh, is this the Hornby magazine thing? I don't know. I briefly spoke to New Junction, but I don't know whether... oh, well, you're talking about the Channel magazine that the Cupboard Monkey talks about. No news, excuse me, whatsoever at the moment. The Cupboard Monkey is working on merchandise. So do check out the merchandise. We've got t-shirts. Hopefully we'll find a way of linking the books in there as well. But also we're looking at coasters, badges, a range of t-shirts as well. King Fox Junction. Who needs the sun when you have the Jenny Monday Club to brighten up our day? Oh, it's so nice of you to say that. Thank you. Kelly Ashford. Nothing will come to light till next year. Like, yeah. I think that 2020 is pretty much a write-off. Unfortunately, which I feel really guilty actually for saying it, because or for saying 2020 has been a really good year for me, because I've landed sponsorship deals this year, started working with a lot of great manufacturers as well, and I do feel guilty that actually 2020 for a lot of people has been such a diabolical year. But yeah, I think next year is going to be hopefully the big comeback. Gamehammer Classic Gaming, aka the Cupboard Monkey, says the magazine is in the pre-production stage. Oh, brilliant. Otis JB, oh wow. It's an It Lady on eBay. I'm assuming that was meant to be I like Kit Lady on eBay. Yeah, Kit Lady is Transport Models. Well, it's the lady from Transport Models. King Fox Junction says, hi Rachel. Tim JD Dowd. Naive Gauge. 2020 is a write-off in so many different ways. Definitely, definitely. Lettuce Trains, I'd be off now watching Death in Paradise. That name rings a bell, but it sounds like an Agatha Christie. But it's been great having you on, and certainly you take great care of yourself, and hopefully see you next week. And don't forget as well, we have our Wednesday video and Friday video now. Friday is going to be a full-on, all singing, all dancing, red hot maximum bottom kicking presentation of all the progress up here on Weir Yard. Haven't done one of those for a while, so it's great to actually show off the finished back scene, the static grassing, the addition of the 009 diorama. Yeah, we talked about that the other day actually as well. But then a few other little bits and pieces knocking about. And Wednesday we're finally getting out. I talked this on and I said, oh yes, the Wednesday video is going to be the Hornby Thompson 01 video, and it keeps getting bumped for other products. So we've been sitting on this for about 5 or 6 weeks, so it's finally going out on Wednesday. Come on, May, nothing is bumping it. So that's what we've got coming up. Kelly Ashford says, I hope my selection of videos might be to your liking. Always, always. Let's have a look. I think I missed loads of comments again. Let's have a look. Something talking about steel and nickel silver. I think this is a track. Ian Ryan says, Jenny, pros and cons of mild steel versus nickel silver, please. Well, the big one, oxidation. Mild steel track, I'm assuming we're talking about track, will go rusty, and you'd be surprised how much atmospheric moisture there is. So it will become more and more unreliable. Have to keep cleaning it, scrubbing it. Nickel silver is just the best by far, I have to say. Tony Pine, a big hello to you, saying enjoying the chat, grand. I'm glad you're liking it. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I've missed loads of comments again, I have to say. So let's just try and get up to date. J. Paul Anderson, big hello to you. Are you both doing all right, Jen and Zoe? Yes, we are, definitely. Alan Harding, a new watcher, asks, who is Cupboard Monkey? Oh my word, right, the Cupboard Monkey is my nickname for Zoe. I didn't come up with that, but people started calling her the Cupboard Monkey. And this dates back to the early days of the Jenny Monday Club, where people assumed that she was hiding in the cupboard, and you just see these arms sort of reach out. And it's a bit of a play on Wilson the Butler in the broom cupboard, if anybody remembers that on CBBC back in, it'd be late 80s, early 90s, something like that. So Cupboard Monkey just became the nickname for Zoe. I can't even remember who suggested it, but it does seem to have stuck. But whenever we're mentioning the Cupboard Monkey, that is actually who we're referring to. Yeah, I like Transport says, Cupboard Monkey is Jenny's wife, Zoe. Flymo Chairman 1 says, it's set in the Caribbean, Jenny. Death in Paradise. Is it actually Agatha Christie? I'm curious now, actually. Let's have a look. Paul Higgins says, let's have a look. Paul Higgins says, struggling for water in Nottingham with 7 Trent. Hope you all okay. Oh gosh, certainly in weather like this, I don't. Why would they? Have they got a burst pipe or something? Everybody in their back garden just filling up paddling pools. I must admit, we've got a 4,000 gallon above ground pool, and quite frankly, when we fill that up, the water board comes out later the same day looking for leaks. And as I fill it up, I always think, yes, water company, when you said, oh, can we fit a water meter, it'll save you money. All I can think of is the 4,000 gallon swimming pool. Like, no, it won't. Oh dear. Eugene Bierne, it says, hello boys and girls. Big hello to you. Timbersurf says, the best use of steel track is to fill the bin. It's not quite that bad, but certainly it's getting close, actually. Plain steel track is a waste of space. I don't know who thought, manufacturing-wise, that it was a good idea to just make track out of plain mild steel. Because, when you got back in the day, Hornby Doubler made their track out of brass. And then I think they switched latterly to nickel silver. Let's have a look. Flymo Chairman 1 says, send video links as a URL to Zoe at zoerobinson.com. The URL is the address of the video. Please only send these URLs, please. Brilliant. Kelly Ashford says, if we never smiled or shared a joke, life would be dull. Definitely. Definitely. I'm up to date now. Come on. We need more comments. What do you like? I went and scrubbed everything up to date, and you're not putting the comments in. Chris Hale's Heritage Railway says, Network Rail uses steel track. That is absolutely true, but it is a high... Oh, what's it got in it? Is it tungsten? It's a special type of steel, but they're not relying on the electrical conductivity, and anyway, their trains are really heavy, so they tend to crunch through the rust and shine them up. James Akers says, evening Jenny, sorry I'm late to the stream, hope you're okay. Have you got the Gauge Master station lighting on your layout, and is it easy to install? I don't, but I suspect it's not too difficult to install. A lot of the Gauge Master products are great, and I say that from the point of view of a satisfied customer. They don't send any review samples, so that is entirely my own opinion. That is untainted by, not that it ever would be tainted, but certainly I'm just a happy customer, and actually, yeah, Gauge Master products are generally pretty good. Wardle Road says, my Acura scale buffers turned up today after Cottesmore's video on them. I had to get 3 for myself. They're a bit modern for me, but I know what you mean. Acura scale products are really, really good. I think the buffer stops are actually about the only product that I've never reviewed from them so far. Russell's Benton says, got my Scott Rail Mark 3s coming from D-Rails tomorrow. Brilliant. Robin Frost, Jenny, do you know what is happening with the Stephenson's rocket? I ordered that 6th of January, still waiting. Me too. It's supposed to be due sometime during June, was the latest information I got from Montana Huron at Hornby. So if anything changes, I will let you know as I find out. But basically delayed due to COVID. Absolutely shame, because the Triang version, the special edition version, came through just before all this happened. The main range version was supposed to follow it straight on, and unfortunately COVID happened and we're still waiting. Ian Ryan says, I have about 2 foot of network rail track. Oh, you've got about a foot more than me. I've got 1 foot. Timber Surf says, it corrodes way too quick if you just breathe on it. Otis JB says, Jenny, if you want comments, go back and read mine from earlier. No, I'm just joking. I had to get up to date. I was like about 10 minutes behind. But certainly, if you had a comment or a question before, then do post it again. If I haven't acknowledged them. Cordis Moore says, Wardle Road, my DCC Concepts point motors dispatched, so you're going to want them soon. Actually, yeah, the DCC Concepts point motors, and actually some of their equipment for changing points as well. The Cobalt Alpha system is really, really good, where you use these style of point actuator switches. I got there in the end, you know, like passing contact switches, and it converts that to digital control. Very impressive system, it has to be said. Donegal Dad, a big hello to you. Otis JB says, Jenny, can we do some shunting as we're looking at your yard? I hate doing shunting, I have to say. Not really conducive to shunting. I suppose we could send. Can we send a locomotive through? So let's change the angle. So what have we got? 9752. Loco 9752. Have any lights come on? Yep. This is an Ethel. It shouldn't be able to run, but because it's actually just a backman model, it does do that. So I'm sending a locomotive through the yard, see what happens.
Hello, Jenny.
And that's what happens. So that is why we're not going to be doing any shunting. I can't believe that blooming thing. It's you. It's the cupboard monkey that's done that. So
I did nothing of the sort.
Cupboard Monkey is rocked up, and look what happens. The moment we get Cupboard Monkey activity.
Hey, this isn't Cupboard Monkey business. I didn't do that.
Cupboard Monkey business. That sounds like some kind of Saturday morning cartoon.
Hey,
Cupboard
I
Monkey
didn't do
business.
anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. You can't prove nothing.
I can.
You can insinuate, but you can't prove
Well,
that.
yeah, it's right. Hold on a moment. I've got to film you filming me.
I was just adding a little bit to my vlog.
So,
Hello.
this is what I'm faced with. So there's the microphone, and the Cupboard Monkey has come up with her camera on its Gorilla Pod grip with the microphone, and now she's presumably filming what's
going on that screen, yeah.
Yeah. So there you are.
Hello. I was just doing a little insert for the vlog. You weren't meant to notice I was here.
It's a bit difficult not to notice you. So
Not that fat.
What? Hey, no, I never said that. So I'm just going to put that out of the way. But that's what I'm dealing with right now.
Alright, I'll see you later then.
Ham Shackleton. We're all waiting for Robert. They haven't been imported yet. Ah, yeah, the Stephenson's rocket. I believe they've been made, although I'm beginning to question that because there are other products that have come through from Hornby. So I suspect you're right. The factory had shut down that was making them. Oh, that's refreshing. You can take the rest.
As refreshing as this.
Yeah. Eugene Bernie says, so what's new? Question, will anyone develop a true OO gauge track, i.e. sleeper distance, etc.? There are brands that make track, like SMP, Markway. There are other brands of track. I know most people think of Pico as being like the track. And yes, Pico is reliable, but it's an approximation. There are other track systems available with more prototypical sleeper spacings, but you pay for that, and it can be quite expensive and also can be quite difficult to get. Aiden's Railway says, Jenny, I have been a very bad lad and purchased 7 locos in the last week. Gosh, that's more than I normally purchase. I thought I was bad purchasing so much stuff. It has to be said. 7 locos? I don't think I've ever purchased 7 locos in 1 week. Yeah, that is no, kudos to you, sir, but that is quite excessive. Red Admiral 49, evening to you. Say, enjoying the chat. Thank you very much. Good to have you aboard. Flymo Chairman 1 says, I can't now believe that Hornby used stainless steel for pickups back in the late 70s. No wonder the solder didn't hold. Yeah, stainless steel, you can't really solder to it very well. Let's have a look. Yeah, Leslie Gilpin, usually it's called Scale 4, correct gauge and everything. Definitely, aka a lot of hard work to get your layout to work. Josh's Train Room, I'm so happy I have my ScotRail Mark III SD coach. Has been waiting for over 1 year. Gosh, I mean, I must admit, I waited for the SECRC class. I remember waiting a couple of years for that from announcement. The birdcage coaches as well. I did wait a long time for them too. James Akers, Gagemaster point motors are good until I solder them and put too much heat on the pads and spend more money on point motors. Definitely. Logan Clary, where do I send the URLs? It's to zoe@zoerobinson.com. Mini Wistaston Junction, absolutely. Don't forget to hit that like button, everyone. Definitely. And also share the stream to let everybody know that we are live and dangerous here on the Jenny Monday Club, and everybody is welcome. You've got to be careful with point motors. The same with the Pico PL10 type ones. The trick is very hot soldering iron, very clean metal tab to solder to. Cleaner the better. Give it a quick scrape over with a small needle file, sometimes just to give a good key for the solder. Codismore says, the issue isn't the heat, it's the time of contact. You need a hotter iron for shorter contact time. Absolutely. And I always say to people, it's better to have a really hot soldering iron than to have a cold soldering iron. It may seem a bit of an oxymoron, but it's absolutely true. If you have a soldering iron that doesn't get hot enough, you are more likely to melt and damage what you're soldering to, because the heat then has time to travel, and onto metal. Metal is a good conductor of heat. So all the time that you're applying heat, it's slowly moving heat away, conducting it away. So if you don't have that initial heat, you're going to be there for ages and ages and ages to get that little area warm. In the meanwhile, like the 6 inches either side's got hot enough to start melting the plastic on the sleepers or whatever else you're soldering to. If you can apply a lot of heat, very localized, you can get the solder on before that heat has had time to travel elsewhere and cause damage. Belmont Junction says, I think Jenny has too much beer. There is no too much beer, definitely not. Naive Gauge, Jenny, what's your advice on joining flex track on tight curves? Have tried everything and am contemplating removing the webbing to manually bend the last 300 rails before feeding the webbing back on. Right, what I would suggest on tight curves, don't have your rail joins parallel with each other. When you bend the track, you'll find that the inner rail ends up protruding. You have to trim the inner rail because the inner is shorter, so you end up with a load left over. On your first piece of flexi track, don't actually trim that off. Trim the sleepers, yes, but join the next piece of flexi track so that effectively your rail joint is staggered, and that will help stop that kinking that you otherwise would get. have a play about. It can be a little bit fiddly, you know, feed the other rail, as it were, into the sleepers, get your fish plate in there, but that will stop the weird little kinks. So that is what I would recommend. Luke Holford says, I got a Hornby 153 today. Now, the Class 153 is not one which is sort of like, not one that personally interests me, but I do know that it is a good model from Hornby. So I know a few people, I think Cottesmore's got one in a Riva Wales livery, I think. It's probably safe to say you've got one in a Riva Wales livery. Or is it a Transport for Wales, something like that. But I know a few people have actually got the Class 153 from Hornby, and it is generally regarded as a very good model. Kelly Ashford, but to prevent you getting bored, would you like to on-screen chat with me sometime? I had my work cut out with, we're just reading the comments on here, it has to be said. David Scott, if Hornby are saying June, then they must know the container number by now, also the ship, voyage number and port of arrival date. You would think so, but I don't know. I will actually, what I need to do is actually try and trace that a little bit, I think. David Scott, sorry, just read that one. Timber Surf, if I have to run away to layout and do a photo shoot of a spacer for gapping rails for FMR. Brilliant, no problem. Yeah, sometimes it can be a bit of a black art laying flexi track reliably. Let's have a look. Peaks 47, yes, hello again. My comments seem to be delayed. How strange. Tim's Train says, I managed to get the Trying limited edition of the Rocket and I'm not impressed with it. Very flimsy, wouldn't have purchased it if I had known. I must admit that the longer it goes, the more a little voice in the back of my head goes, you only ordered the Hornby Rocket because it's like, oh, shiny, shiny. And now you've had time to think about it, you're not actually convinced that you really want it. So there is a part of me wondering about cancelling my order for the Stephenson's Rocket. That said, will I be disappointed if I cancel the order and forever think, nah, I should have got that? I don't know. It is a ponderance, isn't it? What do you guys think on that subject? James Akers is back on the soldering here. Cottesmore, right, I get you. My soldering iron isn't the best, to be honest. You have to put a lot of pressure on it to melt the solder. Been using 350 degrees. Yeah, soldering iron, you need a good soldering iron, it has to be said. Basically, get the best soldering iron that you can justifiably afford, and because you won't regret it. It'll make soldering easier, neater, and it will pay for itself in time. I Like Transport says maybe the rocket factory was near Wuhan. Potentially, or it may have had an outbreak of cases. Who knows? We don't really know. We're just speculating, but certainly there has been quite a delay on that. James Akers says, got Jenny on my tablet and snooker on the TV, loving life. Oh, that's really kind of you to say. Actually, I really love watching snooker as well. I find it very, very relaxing. And people ask me, like, so do you play snooker? No. Rubbish at snooker, don't enjoy playing it at all, but I love watching it. I think I appreciate the applied trigonometry, and I just find it so relaxing to watch. And there's form in my factory for this, because my great-grandmother used to love watching snooker as well. Never picked up a cue in her life, and I can remember as a small child sitting next to her in our house and just watching the snooker together, and it was kind of a bonding session. Between the generations, her, she was my great-grandmother, so she was quite old at this point. I was quite young. Sadly, she died not long afterwards, but certainly I think that's where my love of watching snooker comes from. James Moody says, Pico Bullhead is correct sleeper spacing. Right, grand. I know that when you go to stuff like O-Gauge, the sleeper spacing is much more prototypical. And you can't see it here, but actually my programming tracks, I've got an O-Gauge track right next to a double O track. And the sleepers look so much better and more realistic on the O-Gauge than they do on the double O. They just look right. Leslie Gilpin says the rockets went to the space station due to a poor translation at NASA. Ham Shackleton says Hornby, etc. OO isn't true scale either, so why worry about track sleepers being a couple of millimetres out? That is true, actually. The track should be something like 18.83 millimetres wide, not 16.5. So I'm guessing in the grand scheme of things, nothing that you do is as big a fix as fixing the width of the track. But to model an EM or P4 is quite testing. Otis JB, Pico have bullhead now, everybody. All the standard bits of track in OO gauge with EM sleeper spacing. Yeah, definitely. I must actually speak to my contact at Pico. They've sent through a number of items for review. So, one of the... let's just see. Can I... Whoa! No, don't pull it all out. Where's... I think... No, can't find the other thing.
You were banging and thumping. What's wrong?
I'm opening a drawer. It's all right, covered in my cam. Slightly drunk, but not as bad as last week. This is another product that Pico has sent over, so it's going to be the subject of a review. And I'm also thinking about building a diorama based around this model in particular. It's the Wartime ARP flat roof signal box, ratio number 554. But they have sent over a few items, and I'd be very interested to actually test out the bullhead track. Possibly, I might just get a piece to go with that on the diorama and just see how nice I can make it. But yes, they have been expanding their track range. Ian Ryan says, I only have 9 locos in total. It's alright. It's not a competition for who can have the most locos. And, you know, I remember when I was little only having 3 locos. 5. 5 locomotives, of which one didn't work. And another one was a bit... and, you know, it's small steps. I'm very lucky. You know, I graduated university in 2000. Immediately went into a job working freelance for BBC, Sky, Granada, what else? ITN, places like that. And I was working as a researcher for an aviation journalist. So I had a really good job. And it was right at the time we had the fairly inexpensive, high-quality stuff coming through from China, from Bachmann, started coming through from Hornby as well. So I was very, very lucky. I had a good job at a time when prices were relatively cheap, which is one of the ways I've been able to build up quite a large collection. Alex Pomeroy, I have a Bachmann Fairburn tank and Rails Terrier on the way in the next few weeks. Hope everyone's doing well. They're both actually really great models. I did a full review of the Rails Terrier. I'm actually really pleased with that. And I like it. You know, people say, you know, that and the new Hornby one, you know, what's the difference? The best way I can describe it is it's a bit like comparing the Bachmann Class 8 with the Hornby Super Detail Class 8. The Hornby one's more expensive, and it's a finer model, but the Bachmann one still holds its own. It's still a good model in its own right. They both have merit, and there's a market for both of them. The Bachmann Fairburn tank, let's just see actually, I think I've got one within easy grabbing distance up here. So, oh, no, managed to pull out the wrong one. Standard Class 4 tank is outwardly very similar to the Fairburn. Come on, you put that back up there. Right. And yeah, so there's my Fairburn tank. I actually really like the Fairburn tank. There's something about it. Oh, this one's a bit dusty. So soft, clean brush. You can very carefully just clean the dust off without damaging the fine detail on the locomotive. It's always worth doing this from time to time. It's one of the essential tools in your locomotive maintenance arsenal, is a soft, short bristled brush all you ever use it for is for cleaning the dust off. There we are, that looks quite nice. So, let's put that on there. We'll short the system out now. Yeah, that's my Fairburn. I do like the Fairburn. I have to say, it is one of my secret favourite locos in some respects. There's something about it. Would I get more? Actually, yeah, too right. Big hello to Brayworth Park. I'm probably well behind. See, 2010. Oh my word, 10 minutes behind. Garthian, hi to you. Aiden's Railways. Jenny, I'll admit my buying has been a mixture of boredom and locos I've wanted for a long time if I only just got the chance. I know the feeling well. New Mills Model Railway, hi to you. I've tickled the like button with my fluffy pink feather duster. The button giggled. Ooh. Oh my word, yes. Oh, you're the star. But yes, do tickle that like button if you haven't already done so. And share the stream, let everybody else know that we are live and everybody is welcome to get their daily dose of vitamin train. And Jenny getting slightly tipsy as well. And today's video, of course, in association with our channel sponsor, World Scenics. You'll see the branding on the screen. We've got a link down below and some great products. I've been playing with the static grass applicator in particular, but they do a whole range of different products, including MDF bridge kits, resin wall kits, all manner of bits and pieces. So do go and have a check out of the website and tell them that Jenny sent you. Guardian says, good evening all, have I missed much? No, to be honest, just that Jenny's well behind with the comments. Right, I'm going to speed read through. Leslie Gilpin says, apparently Worley still have their booking open at the NEC. I still think it's touch and go whether Worley's going to happen. Big hello to Viaduct Central Model Railway. Codismore says, I have the Transport for Wales custom variant on the way back now. Is that the 153? Yeah, I've heard it is a really great model, but it's one of those things, sometimes you can appreciate that model is a great model of a prototype, even though you have no personal interest in it whatsoever. It doesn't stop you from appreciating it as a good model. And I think the Hornby Class 153 falls into that category, just as the Hattons Class 66 also falls into that category as well. Wardle Road says, rumour has it that Cottesmore has Transport for Wales wallpaper. Oh my word, he's going to find some now. He's going to get some custom wallpaper. Maybe a Transport for Wales duvet cover. Transport for Wales Jim Jams? Too far? Too much? Too far? Yeah. But no, it's, yeah, I just, see, for me, it's intercity swallow livery. I really love that. And regional railways. I wouldn't go as far as to have a regional railways colour scheme for a room, but hey. James Akers says, Wardle Road now, it's wallpaper with New Junction all over it. Oh! Ooh, ooh. Saucer of milk to table 7. Codismore says, mine's 153333, so it's not got the NHS logo. Right, Tim's Trains, I think this is the Stephenson's Rocket. I would cancel, but that's my opinion after getting it. I think actually it's one of those things that may... I'm in two minds about whether to keep my pre-order on the Stephenson's Rocket. There's probably loads of people who weren't able to order one because it did get sold out to pre-order. And it may well be that if somebody I know is desperate to get one and couldn't, maybe I might be tempted to let them effectively have my pre-order. James Akers says, I'll probably get the DCC Concept soldering iron. Definitely, I have to say that DCC Concept products, I've not found a bad one yet, so their soldering iron, I have every faith that that will be a great investment. Russell Benton says, the Rocket is very fragile. Mine initially had a problem with gears meshing, but Rails sorted it. It's in the bookcase now, looks good, but it's in an expensive ornament. Yeah, I know what you mean. Bagnall Dave, I ordered the collector's edition of the Rocket. I don't intend to run it often, but it's more of a display model. Stuart Barnard says, I'm watching the quiz show The Chase and doing maintenance on my locomotives. All I need now is a cool beer to drink it down. Oh, what, you mean like one of these? Malty. Ron Stanbridge says, I have the Triangle rocket and carriages that just sits in the cabinet, just look good but not run for years. Ah, the original one. Let's have a look. Roger says, hi Jen, love your videos. Do you know when Metcalfe will start making their products again? I would guess if they've not already done so, then soon. A lot of businesses are starting back up. I think 16th of June is kind of a key date. So I'm guessing maybe by the 16th of June, if not before. Mark Holt says, all the rockets are sold out, so I would keep your order and let it grow in value. Alex Pomeroy wasn't a fan of the rocket set, always preferred the lesser mixed traffic steam locos to the famous Pioneers or Namers. Yeah, I know what you mean. Chris Hale's Heritage Railway says, Zoe, where's the crumble tonight? I'm afraid, no, we've been eating feasts. Remember them? Paul Higgins asks, do you have any other transport-related hobbies? Transport-related? Oh, classic cars. I own a... Well, it's in the process of turning into a classic. The cheapest classic you can ever own is the one that you owned as a regular car and just kept it too long. And that's exactly what I'm doing with my Volvo 850S. So I do occasionally do Volvo events with that and car shows. It's unrestored. It has been tinkered with a lot. But it is ostensibly an unrestored Volvo 850S. I like transport says, I'm tidying my train room and failing miserably. See, I always do keep a tidy train room. This room is tidy. It's the rest of the house I'm failing with at the moment, as we said. Cordismore says, tell them I sent you, James Akers, and they will charge you double. Oh, I like that. Shanghai 264359, did someone say crumble? Yummy! FMR Station House, that's okay. I only personally have one loco. Flymo Chairman 1, I only had 3 locos, 2 late British Railways coaches and 2 others. Yeah, you don't have to have a big collection. I mean, the thing is, this model railway that you see here, Weir Yard, it only has 4 running tracks, so conceivably you could have this layout and only own 4 locomotives. It'd be a bit barren, but you could. Andrew Cummins, 15th Street Yard, says, hi Rachel, hi everyone, a big hello to you. Cottersmore says, aha, I make a point of having no affiliate links to model retailers now, only Amazon for my gear I use. Oh, I'm sorry, I sold out. I wouldn't call it selling out, but hey, you know, I've got to pay for the roof somehow. But yeah, I know there's a few people. There are a few actually quite big YouTubers who make a point of having not even being monetized with adverts, despite the fact that they qualify for it. And you know, it's different strokes for different folks. But me, I'd love to do this for a living. I know Sam's Trains does, and that is actually pretty, you know, right on, sir, right on. That is, if you can do it, it's a good thing to do. I'm like towing 2 different camps, YouTube and a day job at the moment. And you know what? I'd love to ditch the day job, but wouldn't we all? Kelly Ashford goes, one on each cheek for Jenny. Aww. Belmont Junction, yeah, pre-order is very slow sometimes. I waited for 5 years for my ScotRail coaches. The E-Hattons said a year, then another year. I ended up getting them in Scotland before E-Hattons did. Yeah, sometimes it has to be said that some of the larger retailers might not be the first to get the stock in. Gary Lewis, hi Jenny, watching Monday Club live on the Moby up in my loft, running a couple of trains with a nice breeze through the roof window after a sauna during the day. Yeah, that's the one thing actually, I'm in 2 minds about that. A Velux window up here might be a good idea. The problem is this house was built in 1927 and it was built by somebody who was hard of sight did not have a set square, did not have a spirit level, and did not even have a piece of string to stretch out and get everything straight. So consequently, nothing is straight, including the roof spars, which means that they're too narrow together anyway, and they're not even blooming parallel. So fitting a Velux window up here is near enough impossible. Ham Shackleton, I always wondered what the difference was between the Fairbairn and the Standard Class 4. I think the Standard Class 4 is effectively a refinement of the Fairbairn. Excuse me. The Fairbairn tank obviously came first. It was an locomotive, but it was the design basis that became the Standard Class 4. So when you put them side by side, there are some detail differences, but ostensibly they are a very similar locomotive. Josh's train room, I'm more into modern image, but I do like pre-grouping as well, as you have great liveries like the Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway, definitely. And there is a rumour, and I forget your name, I'm really sorry, somebody did send me a message saying they'd spoken. They'd actually got a reply from Bachmann. I mean, good on you, but I never get a reply from them. I've given up emailing Bachmann because they don't even bother replying. I keep thinking I should join the Collectors Club, because then they're actually onus to respond to me. But he said that there may actually be a Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway Midland 1P on the card, so do stay tuned for that. Paul Higgins says, anybody, just sometimes it's good to be into something else if you get frustrated with your layout. Yeah, I know what you mean. I do have lots of other hobbies. I collect vinyl records as well. I used to do DJing. I actually worked as a DJ at radio stations for a while. But I don't tend to do as much of that of late. Mostly time issue, other things have taken over. But I love collecting vinyl records, and also quite into vintage burlesque stuff. We'll leave it at that. Not telling you any more, because that's private time. But yeah, other hobbies definitely, and books. Lots of books. We actually do genuinely have a room that is a library here. Bagnall Dave says, missing your pink fluffy ears. They are. I'm going to demolish everything if I try and get them off the hook. Flymo Chairman 1. The fine weights and wheels on a Bachmann 264 4MT I have seen to not like curved points and some straight points. Finer finish on older track. I've seen a couple of others having similar trouble. Yeah, my Standard Class 4 264 tank locomotive from Bachmann doesn't like facing into three-way points. The front bogie does tend to go off in any direction it fancies rather than the one it should. Let's have a look. Gary Lewis, I'm looking forward to getting the Hornby Centenary Evening Star Loco on pre-order with Jadlam Models based in Wiltshire. And definitely, yeah, do support your local model shop. Big up your local model shop. And certainly in these difficult times, they need you guys more than any other time. So do support your local model shop if they're definitely doing mail order. I like transport. I think a Riva Train Wales wallpaper is more likely. We're talking, we're taking a rip out of Cotter's more, but yeah, it'll be alright. Somerset Andy, big hello to you. Put a DCC decoder in my Bachmann Class 416 today. A nightmare getting the body shell off. I know what you mean, actually. Getting into, I tell you what's probably when, I don't actually have a 416, but I suspect it's very similar to the Hornby Class 401 and 402. DCC fitting those bad boys was not for the faint-hearted, it has to be said. And actually the Class 411 from the Bachmann stable as well wasn't exactly the easiest. Kelly Ashford says, do the locomotion with me. Anyone wanting rocket, just be patient. The best things in life are worth waiting for. Very much, very, very true. Let's have a look. Anfield Road Layout in the Loft has got my PC tower in loft set up. Just get cameras set up and all go. Yeah, we're using the Logitech cameras. We bought a job lot just before lockdown hit. And what actually happened was that these sold out. So that's the roving cam. I'm just seeing if it's got a model number actually on it. It doesn't actually give the model number on it, but it's a Logitech camera. And we've got, let's see, including the one I'm holding, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 of these, plus a Microsoft one as well, which we acquired. I think we were just gifted it, so we made use of it. And they've actually been absolutely brilliant. This is the Microsoft camera. So you can see on that, there's a little bit of a flicker. It doesn't like the refresh rate on the LED lights up at the top there. So, for example, if I now turn off this light, you can see that it stops flickering. But of course, then everything else is in a degree of darkness. So it's just the refresh, for some reason it doesn't like those lights. Oh, itchy eyelid. Right, Ben Tullett says, that's a good point actually. The NEC is still being used as a Nightingale hospital and won't be taken down until we have either a vaccine or better treatment for the virus. So actually the NEC could be out of commission for a while. Right, oh sorry, Baker's R Junction, big hello to you. Naive Gauge says, I've got a video about my track plan if you want to see what I'm talking about. It's about the, yeah. I Like Transport says, rumour has it I Like Transport has network rail wallpaper. Isn't that just yellow with a little, with a red motif from time to time? Sean Millard, big hi to you. Skipsy Trains, big hello to you. Good evening, chaps. Just in from work, I hope everyone is well. And Gamehammer Classic Gaming says, remember to slap that like button. Yeah, we've got 227 people in, so don't forget, tickle the like button, share the stream, and also, if you haven't already done so, do think about subscribing to the channel, and you'll be able to find and get notified about all of the great video content that we do. And actually, we're pushing somewhere close to 1,000 videos. I think I'm actually one of the more prolific YouTubers, mostly because I've been on YouTube for more than 10 years. But certainly there's nearly 1,000 videos up there, so definitely you can go back and see all of the great stuff that we've done. And we've got plenty of great videos coming up as well. I'm trying to major more on the how-to guides, but also actually the news videos are going down really well, so I'm going to try and do a lot more of those, and hopefully working in conjunction with not just the manufacturers but also Rails of Sheffield have sent me an awful lot of high quality, high res pictures of various things to be able to do some of these news videos, so I'm hoping that I can do a lot more work with them as well. Stuart Barnard says, cheers Jen, absolutely welcome. Utkarsh Gupta, hi to you. Ben Tullett, I have the new Trying Special Edition Stevenson's Rocket, and it is a good model and will be run occasionally, but not all of the time. Leslie Gilpin says, yay, 10 minutes behind again, so 22. Oh, God, I am as well. Sean Millard asks, what trains are you running? Right, we've got Bankman 25-1 on the top layer with Engineers train. Outermost layer is the Somerset Andy Bankman 47 in Intercity Executive with my rake of Intercity, Network Southeast and Regional Railways Mark 1s. We've also got a Hornby Super Detail Class 50 somewhere there behind me with a mix of mostly Bankman, but there is a Hornby Mark 1 in there as well, in various engineers liveries. So we've got the breakdown train yellow with the black chevrons, olive green. We've got one of the newspaper coaches, it's actually in blue and grey but weathered. Satlink Western Gov, and then two plain blue X-Stania full brakes. Is that everything? Oh, and then we've got the Helgian Class 76 with the rake of, it's a mix of Accurascale HUO hopper wagons and Hornby HTO hopper wagons. Somerset Andy, aha! Jenny, lovely to see the Class 47 running around. Absolutely welcome, and a big thank you to Somerset Andy for sending that in. I really am amazingly appreciative of that. And it's actually got a Hornby TTS sound chip in. Somebody else very kindly sent me one, even though they're like rocking horse poo. The Class 47 TTS chips, but very honoured that somebody sent me one. So I united that with the Somerset Andy Class 47. So we've got full sound on that. I'm going to turn it off because it does get annoying. Kelly Ashford says, I've whittled my collection down to 24 Steamies. Oh, yeah, never whittle down. You always regret the ones you get rid of. Robert says, if you can use the money for an engine you've been looking for, then I would cancel. Yeah, I think I'll probably stick with it. I think I will regret cancelling it, but it is going to be a little bit of an ornament. Alright, let's try a different camera angle. Cottesmore, I've been quoted more than it's worth. It's in the old man's loft. Oh, something live steam. Oh yes, the 3.5-inch rocket. Interestingly enough, when I did the tour, Access All Areas tour at Rails of Sheffield, they actually had several pristine boxed 3.5-inch live steam rockets, the old Hornby ones from the, I think they're from the 60s, late 60s, early 70s. So if you drop an email to Rails of Sheffield, if you really, really want one, tell them that Jenny sent you, and then they'll go and dig it out and name a price. And if you're happy for that, you can still get one. They've got them. Certainly interesting for going around the garden. Cottesmore says, I get mocked for how tidy my workbench is. I don't care, it keeps my OCD happy. I know, I'm absolutely with you. I've got OCD, or as they say, CDO, like to have that alphabetically. And I like tidy. So up here is reasonably tidy. The rest of the house, the cupboard monkey has managed to make it a little bit messy in the summer heat. But we need to sort it out, I guess. Mini with Aston Junction, I just won 2 Class 20s and an 08 for my N-Gauge. Oh, brilliant. Kelly Ashford, Jenny's missing her cat ears. Cat ears, here we go. Oh, well, look, okay, here we are. The pink kitty ears. I can't actually hear anything now because they're not plugged in.
Does that mean I can see you now?
No, I did hear that. So that's actually quite weird because they're not plugged into the desk. I can't hear anything through them.
Hello.
But I will, just for you guys, put the kitty ears in. So there we go. Jenny goes kitty.
Are you finished?
Right. How far behind am I on?
Very.
Cottesmore says, I've got 2 roof windows en route for mine, £250 a window, now I just need somebody to fit them. Yeah, you'll find buying the windows is the cheap part. Getting somebody to actually fit them and stop your roof from leaking around the hole, that's the expensive
So
bit.
you want a window to be fitted and for it not to leak. That's extra.
Aiden's Railway says, Jenny, I think that would be regarded as a modern classic. We also have the classic cars. Oh God, I am well behind. We're talking about the Volvo. Yeah. 2 Mark I Cavaliers. Oh, because my dad used to have a Cavalier Commander. I haven't seen one of them.
No one ever seems to have a round head. So was the Cavaliers.
Yeah. Oh, AD Pullen. Right. Yes. Thank you very much, AD Pullen. Yeah, I knew it was somebody from the chat. Is it me, Jenny? I sent the clip of 1P in SDJR livery. Yeah. So I think it'd probably be a collector's club model. Would be, I guess. James Akers says, "What is burlesque? You know, like Can Moulin Rouge. That's." Corsets and rah-rah skirts. That's burlesque. Anthony Mason says, the sectorisation liveries suit those coaches really well. They do. I do love that rake that's going round, which has got, in order, regional railways, intercity, Network Southeast, intercity, regional railways, intercity, Network Southeast, intercity, regional railways is what's in there in order. That is one of every single Intercity Mark I that Bachmann have ever produced, I believe. Although still looking to complete my regional railway set. I know
there they are on screen now.
Definitely. Being pulled by the Somerset Andy, Class 47. Fat Wallet Boy 2, a big hello to you. There's a bit overhead action. Is that when I put the camera down the thing?
Quite possibly.
Brian Sims, hi Jen, can anyone help me looking for a 101 middle coach? Have looked on eBay with no luck. Now, I think the only people who did a Class 101 middle coach was the old Hornby one. I don't believe Have Bachmann done a 3-coach 101?
Well, if they haven't, it would explain why he's having trouble finding one.
That might explain why you're having trouble finding it. I know that Hornby, I think, did do a 3-car class 101. But yeah, possibly tricky to get. David Watts, the Velux window itself fits on top of the joists, not between them, so it's an idea to bear them before buying the window so you can get the maximum size. Yes, but that does involve making a hole in your roof.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Cottesmore, you should be able to fix that refresh rate in the driver settings. They look like the older C810 webcaps. That's an interesting point. So, so there should be basically change the frame rate or something.
Yeah, we can probably fiddle with it.
We'll have a fiddle.
We've
with
never
that.
actually looked into that.
Yeah, well,
Jen, it's 10 to 9.
Oh, gosh.
Are we showing any videos today?
yeah, if you get stuff set up. Somerset Andy says, Jenny, you have some great locos running around. Thank you very much. Ping that like button very much. Don't forget, tickle the like button. Share the stream too. Let other people know that the Monday Club is up and running, live and dangerous, and everybody is well. Whoa! Somebody's just. Gosh, I'm gonna scroll to the end. Garthian. £25 Garfield has
goodness.
given on the super chat. Thank you very
so
much. That is incredibly generous of you. So, what's that?
Wow, he says, what's your biggest loco, Jenny?
Strictly speaking, I guess that would be my Class 411 because that's a 4-car EMU. But that's not strictly a locomotive. So I suppose that it would be one of biggest locomotive. At a guess, I would say either a class 44, 45 or 46. I've got one of each. They're all pretty much the same length as each other. I do really fancy one of the Helgen Bayer Garretts. And oh my word, Kelly Ashford has also donated on Super Chat and has donated £2. Says it's my birthday. Monday the 6th of July this year. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday for next month.
There's going to be a few more Jenny Monday clubs before then, so do remind me closer to the time. And if that's going to be, yes, so that's going to be on a Monday. So remind me on the day and boom! We'll also maybe we'll do an all Great Western Steam session just for you for your birthday.
And maybe I'll even get you to wear a party hat.
I don't do party hats.
Jenny won't wear a party hat.
Chris Hales, Heritage Railway says, can I have a sub, Jenny? Yeah, if anyone wants to check on out and...
we don't do sandwiches, I'm sorry.
Check out Chris Hales, Heritage Railway. Check out the channel, check out his videos, and subscribe. Tickle the subscribe video. Ham Shackleton says, Jenny's gone steppy freeze frame, have I?
Oh.
Are we losing bandwidth? Yes, we are. We're losing bandwidth.
Oh dear. The internet's getting...
Unfortunately, it's that time of night.
I'm seeing it here as well. Nothing's working.
Right, I would suggest that is going to kill the bandwidth, is it not?
It normally doesn't, but everything seems to be freezing up. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Are we still live? Are we still running?
Actually, Andrew Goldberg, that's a very valid point. Hi, Jenny, the microphone should be pointing towards the ceiling, not towards you. That is a good point.
No, not this one.
Are you sure? No, that one is supposed to point upwards, which is why yours points upwards.
No, mine points upwards so that it doesn't get knocked while I'm typing.
It's an interesting point. I hear where you're coming from, having been in recording studios. I would say actually either upwards or downwards. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Actually, we'll fix that for next time.
Well, we'll have a look and see what goes. It seems to work anyway. I can hear you.
Big hello to Jamie Hodgson. Andrew Goldberg. Also, other than looking nice, the pop filter is pointless at the distance you are from the mic. Yeah, there is that. You're
Not
supposed
sure
to,
about
if you
that.
like hair, then
Okay, because the bandwidth is screwing up, we're not going to be able to do the live videos. We might have to do a special where we catch up.
We might do that. Maybe next Sunday, possibly something like that. We'll sort something out. But yeah, I'm thinking if I've got any other bigger locomotives, and I do honestly, diesel-wise, it would have to be class 44, 45, or 46.
I think technically your biggest locomotive is one of the old gauge.
Actually, no, I don't have. They're all shut.
In terms of size, it's probably
they're all
bigger.
shunting locos. Steam locomotive wise,
Jen doesn't get the joke. They're
no,
bigger
she's
because they're
purposefully
bigger.
not. I think actually, steam locomotive wise, looking at it, it's a toss up between Princess Royal class, Princess Coronation class, and an A1. They all look to be approximately the biggest locos. So it's a toughie one, that. But I would say class 411 is definitely the longest, but of course 4 of those are just coaches. But yeah, a big thank you for that £25 super chat donation. That is very much
Very much appreciated. Thank you so much.
I think I might.
Thank you to everyone who's
definitely. And I think the Helgen Bayer Garrett is a locomotive. Talking about big locomotives, that is a locomotive that I've been kind of wanting for quite some time. So I will put that towards Helgen Bayer Garrett, I guess. It might take me a little while to save up, but definitely that is on my hit list radar. Oh, it's getting quite warm up here, it must be said. But what are you... Oh, you're getting the teddy out. Ham Shackleton says, Jen is hearing but not listening, Zoe. Andrew Goldberg, yeah, hearing but not listening. This is, yeah. So, I'll be honest, the cupboard... right, okay, hold on, everybody. This is going to sound weird.
My goodness, I'm dying off them.
Oh,
just leave it where it is. We'll sort it later.
We need to cut a few cable ties to get a little bit of slack in on the cable to do that. But we'll sort that out. We will sort that out. Patrick Ling has got to head off. But look, do be careful. And Garthian says it'll be my birthday next Monday. Aha. So Garthian, what locomotives for your birthday? Given that you were incredibly generous and gave us that £25, what locomotives are your personal choice? And then if I have them, we will queue them up and they will be the locos running for next Monday for your birthday. And do remind me on the day. Chris Hales, Heritage Rower, says it was a sub of money, Jenny. But oh, okay. The 700 Shunter, Kelly Asher Weirdly, my birthday is also on July the 6th. I think you probably share your birthday with quite a few people, given there's how many billion people in the world?
About 7.5.
And there's what, even if we're generous and add in the leap days, 366 days?
Yeah, you've probably got a few people. So
there's probably as well over 1 million people have their birthday on each day.
Catch.
No. But yeah, Jamie Hodgson, hi to you. Let's have a look. Jamie Goldberg used to work for Newman. Yeah, it's definitely the. I've got lost in the comments. It's just gone and moved.
And how is this different from any other time that you're on the live stream?
Alright, Chris Hales, Heritage Rower says, Rachel, I'll watch your O-Gauge update after Jenny's. Ron Stanbridge, good night to you. Do take care. Fat Waller Boy 2, don't buy Velux yourself, pay a bit more and have them supplied and fitted by the same builder, so there is no arguments if it leaks as to where you claim for it. Very much, I totally agree with you on that, actually. It's like, don't try and save a few pennies by like mixing and matching, because it will go tearful when things go wrong. But I don't think I really want a builder cutting a hole in this roof. They'd make a mess. They'd probably damage my railway, get stuff on it. Alistair McCullum, hi Jenny, obscure question. What is your favourite BR departmental loco or unit? I really like Class 24 Experiment, Class 46 Ixiom, and the Class 8 Ivor the Engine. Those three in RTC livery are ones which they were all produced as special commissions for Model Zone, but none of them I actually have, it has to be said. But yeah, those I do really quite like. Robert Woodhouse, is not your Class 55 the biggest locomotive? Class 55 does look to be about the same. Whoa. Garth. Oh,
Oh my.
you don't have
Oh
to.
my goodness. Thank you so much, but
That is incredibly
goodness.
generous. Oh, my word. You don't have to give me that much. That is amazingly generous. Oh, I'm getting a carrot. Oh, but no, are you sure? Are you really sure? That is a lot of money, and that is incredibly generous.
oh my goodness.
But are you absolutely sure? Because that is a lot of money. But thank you ever so much. I'm now going to have to expedite a Garrett with that, but thank you ever so much. I'm rendered speechless. Wow.
This is a rare occasion. Jenny doesn't know what to say.
That is just like, wow. Blown
Thank
mind.
you so much.
Thank you ever so much. That is. Are you really sure? That is incredibly generous. Oh, but
Is that train gone wrong? I heard a buzzer.
no, it's on the overrun as it goes downhill.
Right.
It's basically getting pushed by the wagons. But thank you very much, Garth. That is incredibly generous. And yes, I think write it down, Zoe. We're getting a Garrett, and it will be the Garthian Garrett.
Yeah.
And I think what we're going to have to do is maybe I'll speak to 247 Developments and see if they can do a Garthian nameplate to put on it as well. But thank you ever so much. That is amazingly generous.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah. Garthian says, I have plenty of money, Jenny. I've spent much more on myself and I enjoy the chats. That is incredibly generous of you. But thank you so much. And yes, I will put that towards a Helgian Garrett, and I'm not sure that it'll be able to get here by next Monday. At the moment I'd be ordering it from Rails of Sheffield, and I know that because of social distancing they are still doing mail order, but it's a little bit slower dispatch than you would normally expect, so I'll get that ordered tonight. But wow.
Yeah,
that is just, absolutely amazing.
I don't know what to say. It's just, wow.
Chris Hale's Heritage Railway says, someone come and pump my heart. Wow, Garthian. Naive Gage says, someone finally shut her up. Leslie Gilpin says, you should be able to put a decent sound decoder in it. Would it need two? Because it would like the sound from both ends. But wow.
Given the spacing in a locomotive, would... No, actually, now I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
there is often space enough for two.
Wow. Belmont Junction suggests get it from E. Hatton's. I'll have a look around, actually. I'm still very speechless. Let's have a different camera. Oh, that
Just changed it.
Oh, have you? In that case, I'll leave it well alone. Oh, wow. But yeah, big thumbs up to Garthian. That is amazing. And Viaduct Central Model Railway. Wow, that's a lot of money. It is. But yeah, you'll get it in 2 days from Hatton's. There's one thing actually I will say. During this time of lockdown, Hatton's has done exceptionally well with keeping up the red-hot maximum bottom-kicking pace of dispatch. So, well done to them. There is a reason why I tend to order a lot from Rails, but I can't really go into that. But nothing to do with Hatton's. I do order stuff from Hatton's as well.
And before the rumours start, it's not because you fancy someone, that's that.
No.
Officially.
Jamie Hodgson says, could you run your blue class 37? I will do.
Where is it?
It's somewhere in here.
You don't know,
It's
do you?
No, I'd have to look for it. Maybe we'll get that out for next week. We'll swap stuff around. Hopefully we might be able to get a Garrett, but that is just amazing. Wow. Luke Holford says the Garthian. Actually, yeah, the Garthian. Yeah, a great name for a Garrett. I'm going to have a speak with 247 Developments and see whether they're able to make custom nameplates for, like that, of that kind of ilk. Might be a lead time on that, but I'm going to speak to them definitely. Somerset Andy says, Jenny and Zoe, we all love the Monday chats. You're very popular. Thank you very much. Skipsy Trains, I'm afraid there's nothing coming from me. I'm cheap. Oh, no. I'm not
No one should.
expecting money.
No
from
one should
anybody.
ever think that they have to.
I know, and it's like we don't fish for the super chat
Yeah.
donations because we know that money's tight for a lot of people, but when people do donate, it is, I feel ever so humbled, really do.
But at the end of the day, even if that option wasn't there, you would still do the show because that's what you're like.
Yeah.
You want to talk to people.
Yeah, and that's
This
the
is
thing.
never about money.
I enjoy doing the Monday clubs, I really do. And the community feel, that means a lot to me. We've got our own little like virtual model railway exhibition kind of thing. It's like being at a show. You just sit and chat and shoot the breeze, or at a preserved railway, and that is something that we do want to do once lockdown does finally come to a complete end. We're going to try and set something up and go and do something at the East Lancs Railway, maybe, like we did last time. And then give people the opportunity to come and have a big meet-up and maybe, do Jenny Monday Club
And
live.
we'll trail it ahead so that people
Oh, yes,
have
we
time.
will do. But yeah, Leslie Gilpin says, Hattons have surprised me on their prompt posting. Very much so, very much. James Akers says Hattons have been excellent since they launched the trunk service. I spent a lot more money and hidden everything there so my parents don't see. There is that actually. I remember as a child getting very good. My dad and I were very good at smuggling stuff in under the nose of my mum.
Ah! You bit my hand.
One of these days that finger's going to come off and it'll be your fault.
And be your fault for
we're going to
biting
have to round up. But Sean Miller says, the stuff I am sending you, I'm going to prize in it for you. Oh, that is absolutely very, very kind for you. And I always feel really greatly humbled, because, I get sent stuff and I always feel a little bit embarrassed getting sent stuff by people. You don't have to send me stuff. But, when people are very insistent, it is, I feel honoured, really honoured that people do that. But we've gone past the 2-hour point, so I'm going to start rounding things down. So a big thank you to all the people who donated on Super Chat, especially Garthian. I know Kelly Ashford as well donated some stuff as well. But it's been an incredible stream. I've really enjoyed hanging out with all you guys, and of course, as ever, the stream comes in conjunction with War World Scenics. We've got a link down below to the War World Scenics website, and you can go there, tell them that Jenny sent you. And they've got some great products for doing scenery materials, bridges, walls.
You have
flowers,
enjoyed the stuff that you've
I have
got.
actually, yeah. And that's the thing, I would never recommend a product that I didn't actually like. And the War World Scenics products have been exceptional. I've really been amazed at how good quality they are. So today's live stream does come in association with War World Scenics. You see their logo on the screen, and you've got the links down below, so do go and check them out. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying it's been an honour to hang out here with you on your Monday night. Great to have your company.
Thanks for coming along, everyone. It's been great.
Very much so. Now, you all keep great care of yourself. And lockdown is starting to ease. It's not fully eased, but
even when it does ease off again,
yeah, don't
just
go
stay
licking
safe.
door handles. Remember, you're not allowed to lick door handles. But look, you all take great care of yourself. And this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying until next time, bye for now.
And this is the awkward bit.